Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Winback, and on today's episode of Heroes of the Storm, we're going to be starting off our A through Z playthrough, and you're going to see my beautiful face from here on in. I promise I won't turn the cam off, but, you know, let me know if it needs to be adjusted or you don't like looking at my face. That's a very, valid concern at this point as well. We're playing Abathur today to start the whole playthrough off because A, B comes before all the other A's and other letters in this entire roster. So, this is a YouTube video though, so feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know all about how my face cam is really not why you're here to watch these videos, and I will happily turn it off because this is something I'm going to have to get used to. Now, Abathur, in our replays, unfortunately, is going to cause a bit of a problem. Every time that we hat somebody with Abathur, which is our Q ability, the heads up display disappears, so there's no way to bring it back, unfortunately, that I am aware of. So we're gonna kind of have to do what we've got. Ooh! Big heal on Arthas to himself, and Imperius walks away with 15 health. Good stuff. Level 1 fights. That's how we do it. We're soaking XP while our team does the things. Put a lot of mines in the wrong spot. Just put a lot of mines in the wrong place. But that's okay. That's totally wicked fine. Abathur is going to be all over the map in all of the games that you play with him, so my apologies if you are looking for some hot 24/7 team fight action in this video. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. There's going to be a lot of map stuff though, so maybe you'll learn a thing or two about picking up XP globes. The God, how do I even start to explain this character? Abathur does not have a full set of buttons on his regular slug, but I had to do a double take there to make sure that he died like that, because he certainly fucking did. Abathur's regular body has 2 buttons. We've got mines on our W, which you can see down here, the toxic nest, and then we've got our Q, which is our symbiote. This is the hat that's sitting on top of Ala. There is 3 people here. There is no way I can save you, my man, but it looks like Arthas is going to trade the death, so that is perfectly worth it. And the symbiote, so our Q, is going to put a hat on top of heroes, minions, structures, whatever we click on, and that's going to give you a new set of abilities, which you have 3 of. All of those things are going to basically create a set of abilities around your hat, around whatever you're targeting. So your hat is going to give you the ability to shoot 2 charges of your spine. Can't remember what that's called. It might just be spine launcher. Not sure. Can't even look at it in the video because it doesn't exist when the hat comes up, so hope that's correct. Needle spine is the talent, which is what I want to say, but something tells me, oh no, looks like our bruisers are gonna die a lot in this game. I'm gonna spoil that for you. I have 2 friends on my team that I'm playing with, because playing Abathur by yourself in quick match is probably just the most torturous event that you can go through in the entirety of the game. So keep that in mind. When you're playing solo, you're gonna have to play a lot better than everybody else in the entire game. Now, right, but the set of abilities that you're gonna get with Abathur and the hat, the needle spine gets 2 charges. They're a straight line skill shot. You can see them just there. They're not super long range, but they do go a little bit. And they do make your typical melee characters have a bit of a ranged attack, so that's really helpful. Can we save him? Just barely. The reason he lived there with our hat is because our E button is going to give the target a shield, and it is going to deal a small amount of healing with the shield as well. Is Vala going to make it out? I don't have... There it is. Gonna give her some healing and a shield as well. And my slug body is happening down there on the bottom side of the map. Hogger just 1 versus 5 right now. No idea how dead he is, because that's just the way that things go. Trying to keep Imperius alive as well, but that's not going to happen because he is in the middle of so many others. And 1 death apiece for our bruisers, yet again. Anyway, back to the abilities. So Abathur's final ability on his hat target is going to be the... No, pressurized glands is the talent. I have no idea what it is. Spike Burst. That's it. That's it. It's called Spike Burst. It is a circular AoE around the target. Just does damage. It's pretty good damage, though, especially for, you know, melee characters. You want to jump... I think it's anywhere from like 150 to 200 in the early levels. But it will start to really hurt later on, especially once you get some talents that can feed into it. So with a lot of the melee that we have on our team, we're going to be feeding more into that ability than anything else, and trying to focus on soaking the lane as well, which isn't easy because all of Abathur's clear is tied to his mines and his hat when you're using it on buildings or minions or heroes. So one of the things you need to remember about Abathur is that when you're using his Toxic Nest, not only are you going to want to put them in bushes to stop people from ganking your team, or put them in alleyways when, you know, the teams are rotating, like what you're seeing here. You're going to want to put them in lanes under minions, and then you're going to want a hat on top of that. And those mines are going to hit the minions hard enough to lose a lot of health, and then your hat abilities are going to essentially kill the minions so you can soak the globes with the hat. The symbiote hat does pick up globes, so if you see a whole bunch of globes just sitting out in the middle of the lane, hat a minion that's near them, and then pick those globes up, because you have to do that as Abathur. Your whole job really is just soaking. I don't think we can stop that channel. Looks like we're going to lose Imperius as well. Nothing we could do there. And Hogger is bouncing around inside. I'm a little bit upset trying to get a hat on that bugger while he ricochets everywhere. Now, it's 4 versus 3 right now, plus an Abathur hat, so basically it's 4 versus 3.5, but we do a stupid amount of damage to a whole bunch of the enemy team who doesn't have any mana or health to trade into us. Nothing I can do to stop these from jumping into the gate, so just kind of pick up the XP as we can. Now, the ultimate that we're going to be taking is called Ultimate Evolution. It's literally just that. We're going to copy a clone, or we're going to create a clone, copy a target hero on our team, and when we're doing that, it's basically a team fight ult. It only has a set duration, and you do not get access to the allies' heroic. You used to, way back in Tech Alpha, but it used to be that Abathur only had one ult, so kind of made sense to give him the ult of the whoever you were cloning. It also turns out that that was really busted, because having 2 of the exact same ultimate in a game was pretty ridiculous. Just trying to hat the Imperius so he can win the 1 versus 1 versus Kira. Not like he needs a whole lot of help anyway, but, you know, every little bit comes in handy. So the Ultimate Evolution, you can see it down here. 20 seconds is the duration on that bad boy, and then it is going to increase attack and spell power by 20%. They also get 10% movement speed, the clones do. So if you are cloning something, you want to make sure that you're getting the most effective form of damage from it. And then in this game, I have 2 targets that are going to be really good. So Vala and Imperius both do ridiculous amounts of damage and are very good at winning team fights, so cloning either of those 2 is going to be really good. The reason I don't want to clone Hogger is because I don't want to waste the duration of my clone trying to build up rage, and I don't get any talent on the clone, so a lot of what Hogger can do is kind of useless, in clone form, that is. Arthas, also a typically good talent, or clone target, because of how beefy he is. The Imperius clone is out. We're just on top of the Medivh right now. We want to get him out of the fight. Don't want him to be shielding anybody anymore, and our auto attacks hurt really bad. So we can just kamikaze into the enemy team right now with our Imperius clone, but it dies just at the tail end of the fight. Sadly, there's nothing else that we can do to stop this, but we can soak some more XP because we are starting to pull ahead. I am moving my body away from the enemy team. I don't want to be in that imminent danger zone, so we're out. That's done. Goodbye. Now, the talents that we're taking with Abathur are going to be a little bit, like I said earlier, we're going to kind of base them around the people that we need to hat more often, and then I'm going to take some underpicked talents later on, because I think that they're not bad talents, they might just have better options. But at level 1, we're taking Pressurized Glands. This is going to be, I think, bar none, unless you're building like full-on mine build Abathur, which is a fucking meme and a half, this is going to be your best talent. So increase the range of Spike Burst by 25% and decrease the cooldown by 1 second. That 1 second is pretty big because the cooldown on that ability is pretty short to begin with. And then with later talents that we're going to be taking, this ability is going to be buffed extremely hard, so you want it to hit in a wider area more often. Now, the other option that you have there is the Reinforced Carapace. Getting more shields for a carry is still pretty good, using it on something like an Illidan or a Butcher, even an Avala in this case. If I didn't have so much melee carry on my team, I may have gone for that, but I don't think that that's a bad talent at all. Survival Instincts is just a push talent. Again, kind of memey, but anyway. We've got the Imperius on the backside here. It looks like we're going to lose him. The clone is down. Nothing I can do that way to help my team, but we've got our hat on Vala, and the enemy team is running the fuck away from us. Nobody actually in place to get the temple. Killing our teammates, but at the same time, if I just get this for free, I don't actually care about them dying. I'm okay with that. We're actually ahead. Well, no, we're not ahead anymore. We lost the XP lead because of a lot of these deaths, so I'm trying my damnedest to soak back up to that while taking an objective with my little body that no one expects to go pick these things up. So, what you may have noticed about Abathur already is that he does slink around the map, and I forgot to mention this, but he does not have a mount. So Abathur is going to be able to tunnel every 30 seconds? 30 seconds to a visible location. So anytime that you're behind, or anytime that you can see something, if it's behind a gate or you're in the vision radius of the gate, you can teleport there. You can also use your mines anywhere on the map that you can get vision with them to tunnel to and, you know, get yourself out of trouble. It's really good stuff. We've got Imperius hatted right now. We're trying to find something else to get to so we can gonna clone the Arthas. There we go. Gonna go ahead and create a huge tank wall. Everybody is going to get ley-lined while the enemy team runs away. Can we create any more space? Imperius is just so dead. I'm still a clone, so I can't hat him. Now I'm not a clone, which means he's going to get a hat, and we're going to save his life. Not Hogger, though. Trading out Hogger for Kira, Raynor, Medivh, Genji, and the entire enemy team. I would say that that was an effective trade, and it turns out Arthas is more useful than Imperius, so, you know, the more you learn. Look at how much damage that we took just from minions. That is half my health bar because Abathur is such a teeny slug boy. Now, our level 4 ability is called Adrenal Overload. I wanted this to go on Vala, but the more that I think about it, Needlespine probably would have been the better option because I wasn't using this on Vala too often. It's still good on Imperius and Vala if I manage to hat them more often, but our level 7 talent, we're actually taking Networked Carapace instead of Call Down Mule because Towers of Doom, your buildings respawn anyway. This is a bad idea. Yeah, that's just a bad idea. Okay, well, the ley line happens, we lose the boss, lose another 4 shots, but we're ahead on shots anyway, so I guess that's okay. Yeah. Oh well. Win some, lose some. But back to Network Carapace. So, using Symbiote's Carapace applies Untalented Carapace Shield to all nearby allied heroes, minions, and mercenaries. So we have an AoE shield anytime that we are hatting someone, whether it's a minion or a hero. And doing that is going to help us kind of spread a lot of survivability to, number one, the waves that we need to push. So if we can shield those, couldn't get the XP in time with that hat. If you can shield the wave, it's going to be harder for the enemy wave to kill, which means it's going to be easier for you to soak, which means it's going to push harder into the buildings, and the more the buildings get whittled down, especially on Towers of Doom, the better chances you have of winning. So, it's good stuff. Enemy team really wants to get that bottom fort down right now, and I am not at all concerned about saving it. But my team, not my enemies. hard to tell the difference sometimes. But we're down here to defend the bottom fort. Typically the most important fort on the entire game is the bottom one, but it's okay. Because the enemy team seems really discoordinated, so... I don't know if that's a word. Anyway, our level 13 talent is going to be the Soma Transference. Now, this is the talent I was mentioning earlier about buffing our level 1 talent into Oblivion. We have the double Imperious looking for the big spear, trying to get some auto attacks going forward with our Arthas. Kira looking pretty low on health. Uses her ult way too early. Raynor can die to a single auto attack. Can we get over there? Doesn't even matter. Arthas is going to take him out. There's the spear on the Genji to clean him up as well. Can we hat? We can indeed hat Vala in time. I don't know. Oh no, the Medivh coming down from the sky. That's okay. We got the channel. Hogger's still fighting with the Varian without a hat up until this point. Medivh's coming in as well. This is a 2.5 versus a 2. So this is still completely winnable, except if you do that. But Soma Transference is going to heal the target for 130 per enemy hero hit. So all the melee characters that we have on this team are going to benefit from Soma Transference very, very goodly, well, positive influence from the Spike Burst. So characters like Arthas become super tanky. Characters like Hogger become more tanky at lower health, kind of bait people in to make bad decisions. Same thing with Imperious. All that melee really, really, really benefits from the Soma Transference. So we don't want to take Spatial Efficiency or Bombard Strain. We want to buff the characters that we're hatting, and we have lots of hats to do that. Are you just hiding out in the bush? This is still 2 people on the wrong side of the map. Looks like Medivh is going to take half his health bar because of that hatted Imperious. Gotta use the ley line to stop that advance. And we're gonna save our camp. We're going to save our camp. The last 2 temples of the game, it looks like, so possibly. And then at 16, we're taking Envenom Spike. Spike Burst is going to slow the move speed of the people hit with our W on our hat targets. So having the ability to slow people down for Imperious and then for Hogger, who typically don't have a whole lot of slows in their kits in a big AoE, it's going to be really helpful. It's going to be healing them, it's going to be doing damage, just good stuff. Arthas obviously doesn't need as much help with that, but the more that we can keep people in line and keep them healed, it's good. I just realized that that's a shockwave. It took me until just now to recognize that. So anyway, the clone is down, but Genji is going to die because he took a lot of damage on the front line of that fight. Trying to hat Arthas here to make these weak backliners fall apart, and now we need to try to win this game. Looks like it's over. So at level 20, we took the evolutionary link, which is going to increase the duration of ultimate evolution to 30 seconds, and then as long as the ultimate evolution is alive, the original target's going to get a shield for 30%, 35% of their maximum health, which means when we were cloning Imperious in that last fight there, he was even more tanky than he usually is, and that's so good for him. Oh my god, is that me? Look at those spaghetti noodle tentacles. This skin, this character, in general, is really gross. Just fucking gross. God. Anyway, 18,000 XP soaked, almost 19. That's what you should be doing with this character. Anyway, 7 deaths on both of our bruisers, and we still managed to win that game because we won all the important fights, soaked all the XP, and then shielded so much damage on minions. Not on heroes, on minions. We only healed for 5,000. Well, could be worse. Definitely could be worse. Abathur is a bit of a stat machine, so if you are good at playing this character, you're going to farm the MVPs, because if you never die, which you never should, because you're global and you got a tiny health bar, so why are you anywhere near the enemies, you are going to have yourself a lot of this going on. So To all the Abathur lovers out there, kudos to you. I can't do it without blowing a blood vessel every time that I play him, because he's just so difficult to wrap my head around. The build again, though, in case you need it, got pressurized glands at 1, adrenal overload at 4, networked carapace at 7, because we didn't need the mule. If you're playing on any other map, I think mule, go for it. It's perfect. Ultimate evolution at 10, Soma Transference at 13, 16 is Envenomed Spikes, and then 20 is Evolutionary Links. I was one of only 3 people on my team to pick an ult, and you can tell who the 2 randos are. Good stuff. Yeah, but that's it for this video. Thanks so much for hanging out. Let me know what you think with the cam, with the A through Z, with the build, with whatever you want to let me know about. It's YouTube. We're a community here. Comment your heart out. Unless you have really shitty things to say, and then just keep them, because I like my feelings not to be hurt. Thank you. All right, well, I'll see you guys tomorrow with I think Alarak is next, right? It's ABAL, which is totally perfect for me because I just did an Alarak video last week, and then maybe last week. I don't even remember. Time is a construct. Doesn't matter. GG's. I will see you later.